As you can see, I changed the angle of the camera and everything, and even the angle I'm sitting at, so that helps. And my skin was getting way too dry, so I put on some chapstick and whatnot on my face, and I tried not to cover my whole face. Usually now when I put on chapstick and stuff, I put it everywhere. Oh, I get one of those great big, cocoa butter bars. Those are so good. Those are so good. I really suggest them. Um, okay. So, non-player characters, or underground reptiles, the Vrill, or the human side of it, the brothers of the serpent. I could go further into what I was saying in the last video, but I won't. I want to move along and get this done. So they are for business. And again, they put money, businesses, and jobs above everything else, period. So they will put, they'll put businesses and money and jobs above human life, above, they're the kind that believe in dying at their job. They're the kind that are against unions and are against workers' rights and are against, they're just the odd thing. The only time that I've seen them be different and be against business is when they believe in shutting down business in the name of prejudice. That is the only time I've ever seen them. They believe in not getting money from even a well-paying customer for whatever prejudice reason they have. That is the only time I've seen them go against business. All the other times, they're totally for business. They believe in people working to death. They believe in people not retiring. They fight tooth and nail against retirement. They fight tooth and nail against anyone retiring. They fight tooth and nail against workers' rights. They fight tooth and nail against human rights. They fight tooth and nail against, anyone having a sick day. They fight tooth and nail against, anyone being able to go to the doctor or have health insurance. They fight tooth and nail against anyone having lunch breaks, having 15-minute breaks, having breaks of any kind. They fight tooth and nail about, having to pay anybody overtime. They are for business, and they put business and money and jobs above everything else. They will literally abandon their own children and let their kids fend for themselves because they have a job that they have to go to. They got to go to work. Take care of yourself. I got to go to work. And they will not take care of even their own little 3-year-olds, their own 1-year-olds, their own 5-year-olds. They won't take care of their 10-year-olds. They expect their 10-year-olds to take care of themselves. I mean, they're horrible. They're not parents at all. And they believe in, they believe in abusing their own children. They're literally for the abusers. So when they believe in abusing their own children, when they believe in, their kids got to toughen up, and their kids have to be tough in order to survive out there, then of course they're going to be for abandonment because, that is, other than abusing them, abandonment is even better because, that really will teach the kid how to survive on their own because now they are on their own and they have to, and even if that's quote temporary unquote abandonment, such as letting them, you got to go to work, so they got to take care of themselves. Literally. So they are for business. And they are for all the decisions that business makes. They're literally getting their will done via, religion back in the day, government, back in the day, back during the World War I and World War II era. And now they're using business as their way of getting their way. Literally. They do not believe in resources. They believe in spending and ruining resources, which is part of business. They believe in completely spending and, they don't believe in resources rights. They don't believe in the rights of, water, the rights of the wildlife. They don't believe in the rights of the bugs. They don't believe in the rights of, the air in this, or even the dirt that they are poisoning and ruining for any future generations. They don't believe in the rights of any of the resources around them and the resources that they're using. You know, they don't they don't at all. So if they don't believe in the rights of the very resources that they're using, then they sure as heck ain't going to believe in the rights of any of their workers, you know. So there you go. So they are for business, and they put money, businesses, and jobs above everything else, period. Along with this, they always defend these items. They always defend religion, government, and businesses. Basically, the items that rule the earth, or terra as they call it, and they will be the ones in conversations that will chime in on the side of whatever, you know, criminal enterprise is what it is, whether it be a religion, whether it be a government, or whether it be a business of some kind, is saying, even if it's a small local organization. Literally, I've literally seen them be on the side of small local organizations, you know, instead of being on the side of the individual people, the individuals who are complaining about said organization. You know, they will literally be on the side of whatever does the most harm. Their motto, best way to sum it up, is do the most harm and ruin the most. What will do the most harm and what will ruin the most? And that is what they fight for, and that is who they fight for, and that is, just all of it. That is what and who they fight for. So they are also the first ones to tear down a person or a person's testimony or their statements, these people's personal facts that happen to them. So now this is kind of totally switching gears and going off in arguably a totally different direction than the business and the government and everything. But so when someone comes up and they tell their truth of what happened to them and what is going on with them, they will be the first ones to say that that person is lying, they're trying to get money, that they're trying to, bamboozle, trick people out of money. They will be the first ones to try to get that person arrested. Because, again, these non-player characters, these Vrill, these non-human entities, are against real people, but they're very much against humans. But most importantly, they are for the system. They are for abuse. They are for the system of abuse that has been built. They are for the system of abuse that has been built. And so if someone comes up and speaks against that, or at least in their minds speaks against it in one way or another, they will be the first ones to say that that person is grifting, that person is trying to get money, that person is lying, that person is, any way to discount what that person is saying, any way at all whatsoever to discount what that person is saying. So that goes right along with the kidnapped victims. Anyone who's kidnapped, they will be the first person to say that that kidnapping victim is lying. If anyone comes along and says, that they've been beamed up by aliens, they'll be the first one to come along and say that that person was not beamed up by aliens. If someone has a near-death experience, they'll be the first person to come along and say that that near-death experience is a lie. The person is lying. They're just trying to get attention. They're just trying to get views. They're just trying to get a pat on the back. They're just trying to get money. And they make it out to be a crime, to get money, when especially nowadays, everybody's trying to get money from everybody for absolutely everything. I don't know who doesn't have a Patreon page. I don't know who doesn't have, hey, please donate to me pages. So everybody's trying to get money. So that's not an argument anymore, but they'll still use it, and they'll still wield it in a way as though this person is a criminal, when, they themselves have their own channels on YouTube and elsewhere where they are grifting money for whatever, you know? They're literally grifting money for being bullies, or, doing who knows what.